Good morning and welcome. It's Anna here, and I am getting ready to sew in the signatures in the Wayside and Woodland Blossoms. I have done a little bit of labels and a stamp on the back cover, and I thought that would actually look quite cute. Other than that, I didn't do anything because the cover is so beautiful as it is. I was thinking about putting some lace over the spine, but I like it, so I might do that later, but not now. So what I will do is that I will start preparing the template to sew in the signatures, and I have with me, of course, my rulers and things. I want about 3 centimeters. This is just a piece of scrap cardstock that I have left from some other project, I'm guessing. And why not use the measurements on the board? I will start by making it the right height. But first I will take my papers out of the press, because I need those. First signature got stuck, so I have removed 2 signatures because this became way too chunky, so I had to get rid of 2 signatures, and I put 1 or 2 more pages into these, but as you can see they are, I can't fit any more pages into this journal. That's the truth. So I want the template to be as high as the signatures. Yes. So I am going to take a pencil and I am going to make a little mark down here. Just checking it. Yeah. So I want to cut that off. And then I want to make it the right width, and that is about 3 centimeters. So I'm making another little mark down here, hoping that I am in frame. Just gonna check that. I wonder if that is a straight line. Maybe it's not. No, it is not. I have to straighten that up. Start by making your line straight, little woman. So let's see if I can get it to be straight on here then. Something like that, yes. Then let's just cut it off while we are at it. The reason why I don't want to use that edge is there is still some kind of paper there that I have used. I've used this to back something with, I could say. So I'm measuring it for 3 centimeters and just cutting. So that will go into the bin, because I can't save every piece of scrap paper. And then I will measure this and see if it fits beautifully. Yes, thank you, thank you. Now I want to mark out my signatures. And I have 7 of them now. So I will start by using my Tim Holtz ruler and getting it kind of centered. Let's see. There we are. Making arrow there as well, because I want to know what is up and what is down in this world. And then I have 3 at either side. And that is to, now I'm gonna use my ruler because I have to measure. Oh, I think. Oh, I can't do the math this early. I can never do the math. Something like that. And let's see if they measure up here as well on this side. I'm just trying to. Yep, and then I do the lines. Just checking if you can see me down there. Barely. Try not to get my head in the way, because that is, I am very nearsighted, so I have a tendency to crawl into things that I do and I want to see. Like that. So then I want to measure the center this way as well. There, and I want the first, I'm doing the 5-hole pamphlet stitch, so I am trying to figure out how close to the edge I want to be, and I'm doing this so much harder than it has to be. So why not use another ruler while I'm at it? I love using rulers or not to make the lines a bit straighter. And this is no exact science, actually. How the template looks is just it's just a template, you know. So then I want to glue this onto my fabric. And I have chosen not to do the same one because this was quite thin and the glue has actually oozed through a bit. So I will once again go to my trusty, beautiful curtain that I found thrifting. And I love this. And it's botanical, of course. So I want to glue this to the back side of it, because this is going to be that way. So I am taking out some glue paper and some glue. And I think I will go with, what happened there? Aline's tacky glue today. Oh, sorry for the noise, because I'm almost out of fabric tack, so, and I believe this will do just as good. I am using a silicone makeup brush to spread it, because it is so easy to clean and you don't have to clean it right away, and I have a tendency to forget to clean my brushes, so those silicone makeup brushes has for me been a lifesaver, actually. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, I think I have a cold coming on, which is not surprising because both my kids have been sick lately. So, and I have a tendency to get everything they get. My immune system is totally whacked. since I had COVID a few years ago. I get everything. Or it's the age, or I don't know. But I seem to get much more sick and get much more colds now than I did when I was younger. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. And this is a bit too tall, so I want to cut it off. And we have craft lunch. So like that, and I will rip it because I am a ripper. I don't like cutting fabric. And that happened. And then you get those nice frayed edges as well. So we have our spine piece ready. Let's make a template to poke the holes with. I have a piece of scrap paper. I have a box below my desk, under my desk, with all kind of scrap papers in, and I tend to go for it when I need those kind of papers. So I will cut that off about there, through that, and I will fold it. There is my little arrow to mark what is top, and then I do like this, and I mark an arrow on this one as well, and I just kind of, you know, mark out the space where I want to push. And now I am taking out a old phone book. It's extremely old. No, it's actually a zip code book, and it is. I have been using this since 2016, so it is falling apart. And I really need a new one. Now I have my awl, trusty, also been with me for all those years, and I will poke my holes. I do not have a book cradle. I don't need one. I do this the same way I did when I was new. No, not exactly the same. Maybe I do a bit more. It's faster now than it was then, and I have a bit more precision. And then I didn't know how to do the hidden hollow back spine, so I sew the signatures into the spine. But now I do the hidden hollow back spine all the time, because I think it's a bit more worked through, or if you know what I mean. It's a bit more finished. We have our holes, we have our signatures, we have waxed thread, I have needles, and I actually don't use blunt needles for some reason. I never did. This is what I had at home when I started making junk journals, and that is what I am still using. I have those huge paper clips that I found at my local ICA supermarket before Christmas, and I love using when making my sewing in my signatures. I am starting from behind and making sure it is number 7, that it is the arrow up, and then I will flip through and just make sure that the pages are where I want them. And they are. This will be a no-sew journal. There is no sewing in this book, because it would bulk it up so much that I would have to take out even more papers, and I do not want that. Oh, look at that. It's too big. Can a paperclip be too big? Perfect. Just turn one over. Since I often work with big journals and big books, those are perfect for me. one of my needles. I measure 3 lengths of the height of the book. 1, 2, 3, and this is no exact science either, just measure it up and see. You will still have to cut off some thread, and I will try to thread my needle. Yes. You can choose to start from the inside of the book, or you can choose to start from the outside of the book. If you start from the outside, you will end on the outside, and your threads, your knots, will be at the back of the book. If you start from the inside, the knots will be inside the book, and you can leave your threads dangling if you want to have some decorations on them or something. And I have done that in the past, but not lately. Lately I have been sewing them from the outside. And I realize I have to punch my holes, of course. So I have my template. I put it in the center, as close to the fold as I can, and I secure it with my 2 paper clips, like this. And I make sure it's all the way in. Then take my awl, and I do not lay it flat. I close it. I make sure my awl is in line with the line there, and then I move my fingers and push it through. There's my first hole. Doing the same with the next one. Close it. That makes sure that it's in the fold. It doesn't go out other way. Third hole. Putting it through, and I'm squeezing the fingers tight so that the awl doesn't go moving. Finding the line, closing, squeezing fingers, pushing through. Finding the line, pushing through. I have my 5 holes. I get rid of the template, and I'm ready to start sewing. Now I'm doing a basic starters tutorial, my style. For those of you who know how to do this, you can just skip this video. I will not sew every signature in on film. I will just sew in one, and then I will sew in the rest off camera, or this film will be very long, this video. So I am having my template, and I'm starting on this side because I want the beautiful side to be against the signature, and I will start in the center here, and I'm doing it wrong. It's the last signature. Haha. I used to sew in the first signature first all the time, and then for some reason I changed, and it's so much easier to sew in the last signature first. I can't believe I did. For all those years I sewn in the first, and I had such, it took much longer time, and it was a bit more complicated. I'm going up to the next hole, pulling through, pulling quite tight, making sure it doesn't get caught on something. And then I go to the hole that is at the top, and I put my needle through. Yep, it's there. And here starts the tricky part, because now I'm going back into the same hole, and I want to make sure that I get in the hole, but I do not split the thread, because if I split the thread it will be easier to break, and you can't pull the signature tight. And with these wax threads, sometimes it's hard to see. Sorry for my hair. If you have split the thread or not. But I don't think I did that. No, I did not. So going past the middle hole, down to the hole next to the bottom, and going through. And it's a bit hard to pull it through because I have reinforced many of the original pages with washi tape, so it's a bit, even though I punched a hole, it is, or made a hole, it is still a bit tight. So now I get on the bottom hole, and then I'll go back up in this hole, and once again, do not split your thread. Trying to keep in frame as well could be good. Oh, that I did not want to happen. To re-thread my needle. Going back into the center, and once again, do not split the thread. Back through the same hole, and now I want it to be on the other side of the middle thread. I will show you. Stand up and show you so we get closer. As you can see, one thread there and one thread there, and the other one in the center, because now I am going to tie them, and then I want this thread to be in the center, but then it's even more secure. I'm just gonna go through here and see that the threads are nice and tight. Pull it once more. And make a square knot like that. And then you can snip them off, because here you do not need long threads on the back. Then I remove my paper clips because I use them for the next signature. So I have sewn in the first or last signature into the book. Now I will sew in the rest. So I do the same thing again. I take my signature, number 6, arrow upwards, and I am flipping through, making sure my pages are where I want them. If there are any small pages, I might want to move them up or down. Like that. And then I use my paper clips. And I secure the pages like that. I am using my little hole guide, and I am once again making sure it's in the all the way into the crease. Putting my paper clips on, using my awl, pushing through, pushing through, pushing through. And I do this. There's no reason why I should start in the center. I could go top to bottom and bottom, or bottom to top, but I do it the same order that I do my sewing for some reason. It's just in my backbone now after all those years. But it's fun to see, even though I made junk journals since 2016 or 17 really. I did my first personal journal in 16. So since 2017. That's 7 years. So I still evolve and learn new things not maybe every day, but very often. I still learn new things, and I am very much enjoying evolving. So yeah. So you have seen me punch the holes here and everything, and what I will do now is that I will just continue. So I will start on the outside on the next hole and get it through like that. So I could keep you could keep me company for a long time here while I do this, but I believe it will be faster for you if I do this off. You can do that. That's another lesson. Do not go through your fabric. Then you have to pull back and make sure you don't sew it. That's no big mistake. It could be worse. I have had I have made mistakes. I have had to cut signatures out because they were upside down, or because I sewn them into the wrong line and template, or all kind of things. Yeah, so I still make mistakes. And that's why I think I should concentrate on this instead of chatting away with you guys. So I will sew in the rest of the signatures and pause here, and I will be back, and then we are ready to do the next step in this process. Be right back. And I am back. I am just sewing in the last or first signature, and I thought I would finish it up with you like that, pulling through, and we are just going to knot that properly and pull it tight, making sure nothing is doubled or got caught in anything. That, and so. So, and I will get rid of the paper clips, put them back in their bowl here, and I will put all this sewing things away so that they are out of the way. So, now we have a text block. And I like that. What I am doing now is that I'm actually trying to make this spine go a bit rounded and just massaging it a bit. This is not necessary at all. Then I want to try it out in the cover, see how it feels and how it looks. Yes, this will be a beautiful book. And it will need some closure, I think, because it's chunky. Yeah, but now we will finish off this. So I take, this is kind of a paper holder thingy, I'm guessing. Letter holder, I don't know, stationery holder, something you use on your desk. And I would prefer like a napkin holder that is just 2 pieces, but this is good because it works for different sizes of journals. Then I take my text block and I kind of push it in here carefully so that it stands up. Now I can work on the back here. What I want to do is that I want to glue down a piece of paper here. And that paper should be about the same size as the book, so why not use a piece of the text block? Obviously not the floral page, but I can use this singleton. And that is to secure the binding even more. And now I will use book binding glue, which I of course forgot to take out, but I have a whole bucket of it. Bokbinderlim, Dana Lim, Danish, and I want to have some extra papers here in case I spill the glue. Oops. Stiff glue going away. So I'm going to put lots of glue here to really embed the threads in the glue, and I am going to put the book page down. This is quite runny, so I try to get it off a bit like this. Lots of glue. And this will take some time to dry, of course, but I need to really make sure that the threads are glued down and also glued between the cardstock and the book page that I am putting on. That is another extra security, because if a thread should snip or break inside of the journal, the leaf, the book page, will not go away, will not get out of the book, because it's glued in so many ways. So this is extra secure. I hope I am explaining it correctly, so that you understand, because yeah, you know, not being English. So I have plenty of glue. I have really glued it around the threads, and now I am just taking my book page and flipping it on, and I am squeezing so that it will really get glued down here. You can see the threads coming through, almost getting glued down, and that's what I want. Nice and secure. And I also continue to round it a bit, because I wanted to remember that it's supposed to be hidden hollowback spine, and I want those hinges here to be nice and crisp, so I kind of help it a bit with my nail, because those hinges want to go into those hinges and make it stay there. Yeah, so something I always do, because I think it's cool, and I know several junk journals do this, especially Catherine over at Side Journals. Hi Catherine, if you're looking. I sign the text block, because if someone one day takes it apart, they will find that, oh, Anna did this in 2024, and I think that's kind of cool. I would love to find that in a book I'm taking apart. So I'm writing here my signature, and just February 2024. Barely noticeable, but still. So now I will let this dry a bit. No, I won't. I will first cut this, because we have way too much fabric here, and I want to glue it down over here so that it becomes a nicer head and foot of the book. And this is not exactly, doesn't have to be on the millimeter right. The importance is that I don't cut my papers underneath. My scissors are getting dull. To sharpen them. That, and then let's get this up. Thank you. Once again, it's just one of those things that makes it look a bit more finished. And I think I will use the same glue actually, because bookbinders glue is good stuff. So I put some more up here, and some more down here, and I carefully fold the fabric over. Now you have a more finished looking edge there, no raw signs. And now I will let it dry, because then next step will be to glue those together and glue it in, but this will have to dry first. So I will end this video here before my dogs go totally crazy when their dad is coming home. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.